Hey, it's Tom from Texas, and it's time for another floppy deep dive. And tonight we are diving into Master of the Lamps, and I'm doing another one of my Commodore versus the Atari, looking at this game in different eyes. I've never played the Atari version before. I grew up, as many of you know if you watched my videos in the past, grew up on the Commodore 64. So everything on the Atari is new to me. So I love looking at the different games and seeing the different things and how they play, and how each one is a lot the same and they all have their unique differences. And so just having a blast doing it. Also going to look at a couple other systems just to throw in. Going to look at the Apple II version of this, and go to look at the Amstrad version of this. Check out the gameplay, see what you think. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So pull up a chair, grab a joystick, and let's get started. With the Commodore 64 is the one that I grew up with. I had a cracked version when I grew up. I didn't have the original game. The cracked version was a little bit different than the original. I didn't find that out till years later, that there was just some parts that Eaglesoft cut out when it cracked the game. And it just makes me wonder how much of these other games that I've never seen before, because I got a cracked version and I didn't see the full stuff. And what I mean by that is like the title screen. They usually kept all the gameplay, but they cut out a lot of like the title screens and stuff. And I like that stuff. And I like to see the original, and that's why I'm collecting originals. But anyway, let's get back to Master of the Lamps. So the Master of the Lamps for the Commodore, the whole plot of this is the death of an Arabian prince's father. The king shatters 3 enchanted oil lamps, freeing 3 genies trapped within. The genies overrun the palace. To contain them, the prince must reassemble the 3 broken lamps. So our goal is to get these 3 lamps back together by doing this, flying through these different diamonds as you go forward, and basically doing the different responses when the genie comes in and you go into the second mode and they blow out the smoke and you got to play the different tones. So I like this game. I thought it was fun. I think the music is great, very catchy. After doing it so many times in a row, it does get a little tedious, but it's still a fun game, and loved it on the Commodore. So on the Atari version, it's very, very similar to the Commodore 64. Music's a little bit different, graphics a little bit different, and I'm not doing a 30-year-old debate of what's better, Commodore or Atari. I love both these systems. So when I say I'm doing the Commodore versus Atari videos, really, I'm just checking them out, and I did not grow up on the Atari, so when I get to play it, I love it because it's the first time, and I could see the little differences that I didn't see when I played on my Commodore 64. And I think they're both great systems. They're very similar. The programs are always very similar, but they're always just a little bit of tweaks here and a little bit different. I like how the Atari uses the full screen, where the Commodore has the border around it and kind of scrunches the screen up a little bit. Not that I ever noticed it when I had the Commodore, because that's what I was just used to, but now seeing the Atari version, you can actually see it, and it's pretty evident that it's spread out. But again, gameplay is exactly the same, very common, feels good. Just loved it. Just a great game. So those were the 2 games that I really wanted to check out. Those 2 systems that I really wanted to check out tonight. So first we're going to check out the Amstrad CPC, and I always love the colors of the Amstrad. Gameplay is very similar. I think it's unique, but I don't think the sound and I don't think it just plays the same. So it's just a little bit, I want to put it at the same level as the Atari and Commodore's version, but still a very good version. So next, let's look at the Apple II, and the Apple II is always unique when you play those games because the sound is so terrible on the Apple II, and it's just the truth. And I probably say it in every video when I make comparison and I have the Apple II, and it's just kind of sad because the music really makes it, but when you see this Apple II version and you hear them hit the gong, it's just not the same. It's more annoying. And then when you're flying through the diamonds, there's no music at all. There's nothing. You're just flying through and it's just pitch quiet. So those poor Apple II users just didn't get the same when I'm sure we're talking about the great music of Master of the Lamps and all they've seen was Apple II. They probably wonder, what are you talking about? There's no music. But here it is. I wanted to show it to you. Again, Apple II is a classic. I like looking at all systems. I'm just saying, we know the music's terrible in there and the sound's terrible, and it really held back a lot of its games. But as for gameplay, it's exactly the same as the other one. It's just harder when you try to hit the gongs when everything's dealt around gongs and sounds in the second level. So that's all 4 systems. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's go ahead and get this thing wrapped up. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, please do so. If you like it, give me a quick thumbs up on there. So that's it, guys. That's the Master of the Lamps. That's on all the systems. I hope you enjoyed this little peek back to 1985 playing this cool game. Loved just how it played and the diamonds coming at you. Enjoyed the music, thought it was all great. So again, thank you for joining me on another Floppy Deep Dive.